currently enrolled in a public speaking course, Introduction to Public Speaking, and for this class, all students are required to choose a social justice topic issue, which would be like the basis of various speeches throughout the year. So the social justice issue that I chose was GMOs, or genetically modified organisms. I've been doing research on this topic for multiple months now throughout the class, so I'm credible to be able to give this speech today. GMOs are potentially harming our environment as well as our health. Because GMOs aren't required to be labeled, a lot of people don't know that they're eating them. Not only are they a threat to our healthy lives, but they are also putting our rights to knowing what we're eating at risk. So I've created this poem to illustrate this growing trend of GMOs. So here it goes. Food. It is something we experience every day. It is something we eat to get through the day okay. You may ask yourself, oh, what should I eat? Maybe I will have a little treat. At first thought, you think it's not that big of a decision, but it's bigger than you could have ever envisioned. Do you know what a GMO is? I wouldn't be shocked if you didn't. The responses of my classmates weren't all that different. GMOs are created by transferring DNA from one living organism to another. But what potential risks could scientists later discover? GMOs cannot be physically seen. There are so many possibilities to what they could be. They say nutrients like peanuts can be added to crops, but what if this algae causes your breathing to stop? Tomatoes injected with salmon, what a sight. It really does make you want to think twice. They say more effective pest control allows more genetically modified crops to be produced, but this exposure to more herbicides has been found to cause serious issues. Miscarriages, birth defects, cancer, all the same. If you eat GMOs, you're the only one to blame. Because genetically modified crops produce more, they cost less. This illustrates how the industries are ruthless. Companies these days will do anything to make a quick buck. This means as consumers are just way out of luck. When do we say enough is enough? Standing by and doing nothing is just getting too tough. Standing up and taking a stand is something I have grown to understand. Genetically modified organisms just need to be banned. GMOs are showing potential health risks for humans. This fight to ban GMOs should be a definite shoo-in. GMOs aren't required to be labeled, so buy organic while you are well and able. 80% of store goods are made up of ingredients that have been genetically modified. This is why you should buy organic food that is USDA certified. All organic foods abide by strict regulations, so your organic food will never have GMO contamination. It is true, organic foods tend to cost more, but protecting your health is something you shouldn't ignore. So go to the store and buy organic when you can, or start your own garden to support the GMO ban. GMOs are posing potential health risks. They should be banned unless proven otherwise with some more statistics. I would like to thank you all for listening to my speech, and I hope I can challenge you all to support the banning of GMOs. Hello, my name is Madison, and I am a fellow student here at CCCI, and I'm currently enrolled in the public speaking class. And for this class, each student is required to choose a social justice topic issue that we're supposed to base all of our speeches on for the semester. So my social justice issue that I chose was GMOs. And I've done extensive research on this topic throughout the year, so it makes me able to give the speech today and know what I'm talking about, basically. And GMOs are posing potential health risks to the environment as well as our health. GMOs are in a lot of types of foods and they're not required to be labeled, so that's why good consumers are eating genetically modified foods without even knowing. GMOs are not only posing potential health risks to our health, but also it's obstructing our rights to know what foods we eat. So I wrote a poem to illustrate this growing trend of GMOs. So here it goes. Food. It is something we experience every day. It is something we eat to get through the day okay. You may ask yourself, oh, what should I eat? Maybe I will have a little treat. At first thought, you think it's not that big of a decision, but it's bigger than you could have ever envisioned. Do you know what GMO is? I wouldn't be shocked if you didn't. The responses of my classmates weren't all that different. GMOs are created by transferring DNA from one living organism to another. But what potential risks could scientists later discover? GMOs cannot be physically seen. There are so many possibilities of what they could be. They say nutrients like peanuts can be added to crops, but what if this allergy causes your breathing to stop? Tomatoes injected with salmon, what a sight. It really does make you want to think twice. They say more effective pest control allows more genetically modified crops to be produced, but this exposure to more herbicides is found to cause serious issues. Miscarriages, birth defects, cancer, all the same. If you eat GMOs, you're the only one to blame. Because genetically modified crops produce more, they cost less. This just illustrates how the industries are ruthless. Companies these days will do about anything to make a quick buck. But this means that consumers are just way out of luck. When do you say enough is enough? Standing by and doing nothing is just getting too tough. Standing up and taking a stand is something I have grown to understand. Genetically modified organisms just need to be banned. GMOs are showing potential health risks for humans. This fight to ban GMOs should be a definite shoo-in. GMOs aren't required to be labeled, so buy organic while you are well and able. 80% of store goods are made up of ingredients that have been genetically modified. This is why you should buy organic food that is USDA certified. All organic foods abide by strict regulations, so your organic food will never have GMO contamination. It is true, organic foods tend to cost more, but protecting your health is something you shouldn't ignore. Go to the store and buy organic when you can, or start your own garden to support the GMO ban. GMOs are posing potential health risks. They should be banned unless proven otherwise with some more statistics. I want to thank you for taking time out of your day to listen to my speech, and I challenge you all to support the banning of GMOs. So once again, thank you. Hello, my name is Madison, and I am a fellow student here at CSU Channel Islands. I am currently enrolled in a public speaking class, Intro to Public Speaking, and for this class, all the students are required to pick a social justice topic to be the basis of all these speeches throughout the course. So the social justice theme I chose was genetically modified organisms, or most commonly known as GMOs. I've done extensive research on this topic because I've spent a couple months researching it, so it makes me credible to be able to talk to you guys today. GMOs are posing a threat to the environment as well as to our health. Many foods are made with genetically modified ingredients, and because they're not required to be labeled, but many people are eating them without even knowing. They're not only posing a threat to our healthy lives, but they're also obstructing our right to be able to know what foods we are eating. So I've created this poem that kind of illustrates this growing trend of GMOs. So here it goes. Food. It is something we experience every day. It is something we have to eat to get through the day okay. You may ask yourself, oh, what should I eat? Maybe I will have a little treat. At first thought, you think it's not that big of a decision, but it is bigger than you could have ever envisioned. Do you know what a GMO is? I wouldn't be shocked if you didn't. The responses of my classmates weren't all that different. GMOs are created by transferring DNA from one living organism to another. But what potential risks could scientists later discover? GMOs cannot be physically seen.